Hey everybody, welcome back to Belle's Library. I am currently in the mountains up above Prescott, Arizona. This is far from where I live in Northwest Arkansas, but I am here for the weekend because my daughter is visiting her boyfriend. So I have brought her here, and I have never been to this area before. It is gorgeous, as you can see, and we had some snow, as you can see. And I have been spending the day visiting all of the little free libraries that I can find. There are probably 20 to 25 little free libraries within like a half an hour or so of my hotel. And so I have been just driving around to all of them and exchanging books. I brought a whole bunch with me, and so it has been really fun. I think that there are two really great ways of learning about a new area. One is to go garage selling, and the other is to go hopping around little free libraries because you have to follow all these addresses, right? So I've been having a lot of fun and finding some really great books, which I will share with you in a little bit when I get back to my hotel. I am up here in the mountains because there is a little free library up that road a couple of miles, but you have to turn off the main road and go down a dirt road, and there are warning signs about it being a primitive road. And I started down a little bit, and it was kind of muddy because of this melting snow. And so I figured, since I am up here all by myself, and I lost a cell service a few minutes ago, and I have no idea really how to get hold of anyone, and nobody knows where I am, it might be wise not to go down that road. So I'm headed back to town, and I'm gonna hop around a few more little free libraries, grab some lunch, go back to my hotel, and assess the book situation, and then I will give you guys all an update. So as I said, I have been out hunting for books at all of the little free libraries around Prescott, Arizona. I am here for just a few days to give my daughter the opportunity to visit with her boyfriend who lives here. And so she's off doing things with him, and I have been all over this town. There's a few towns kind of close together here. There's Prescott, and then Prescott Valley, and then Chino Valley. I'm not super familiar. It's the first time I've ever been to Arizona, but these are the three towns that I have sort of been hopping around in for the past few days. And there are a ton of little free libraries here. So if you're not familiar with this little free library concept, basically they are little boxes that people put outside their homes, and they kind of look like little mini houses. They have like a roof, and they're super cute with doors on the front, whatever. And then they fill them full of books, and then you can come by and put books in and take books out, and it's kind of just a free book exchange. I have been wanting to put one in the front of my house for years, but I am the only house, well, I have been the only house on a cul-de-sac in the forest, like on the edge of town. So we don't get a whole lot of traffic, but the past couple of years we have had some more people building up there, and it's getting a little busier. And so of course I like my solitude, but one plus of all of that is more traffic, and I might actually get some visitors to my little free library. So I'm kicking around the idea of putting one in. But anyway, there is an app you can go on, put an app on your phone and pull up a map, and wherever you're at, it will put little pins in all of the little free libraries that have been registered in that area. And I just discovered that app this weekend, and so that has been super fun because, you know, I'm in a brand new area, but I have probably visited maybe 20 little free libraries in this area. And so you can go and you check in, and you can put in how many books you took out, how many you put in, and any other comments, and then it will sort of highlight that pin so you know you've already been to that one. In case you want to do like I did, it will let you make a route, so you can put in like all the different places, you know, that you want to go within a 5-mile radius of where you are, whatever, and just route it in Google Maps, and then just follow the map and it will just take you around to all these little libraries to visit. So it has been really fun. I got a big haul. I don't know if I will talk about all of these in super big detail, but I wanted to show you guys what all I found at the Little Free Libraries. I wanted to tell you about that app. And you guys let me know, are you like a Little Free Library visitor? Do you have one? Is this a brand new concept to you? If I do end up putting one outside my house, I will be sure to show you guys a video for that. I think it's gonna be a super great idea, so we're probably gonna do it. All right, so I found some books that I will love, and I also found some for my kids. For some reason, I found a whole ton of these Encyclopedia Browns, okay? So there was a bunch of them in several different Little Free Libraries. Those of you, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Encyclopedia Brown. He was kind of, like, I thought he was a, like an 80s kid thing, but I don't know, the artwork on this one looks a little bit older than, you know, 1987 or whatever. Same thing with this one. So maybe he is older than I thought. Yeah, the copyright on this one says 1977. And this one says 1963. So my mom was reading these when she was a kid, I think. Were you, Mom? Let us know in the comments. But anyway, I think my kids will like these, so I picked them up. If not, some kid will like them, right? Again, I found a few of these books by Frank Peretti that are just like kids' mysteries, maybe. My kids might be a little old for some of these, but we'll see. I can at least put them out there to tempt them. All right, and then I found a few classics. My favorite book of this entire book haul actually is this is the first classic I found, and this is a 1964 copy of Jane Austen's Mansfield Park. I just think this cover art is like, it's like a popsicle, right? It's so cute and pretty and super hippie. I saw, was it Persuasion? I think it was the 1960s or 70s version of Persuasion that I watched with my girls years ago, and it was like some of their first introduction to Jane Austen. I'm like, what is this? It's really fun because the costumes are sort of in the Regency style, but the colors are way out there, and the fabrics are obnoxious, but they're super fun. And so it's a really fun version to watch, but you know, not for historical accuracy or anything like that. Anyway, this is what that cover reminds me of. And then I got four more that I would consider classics. So this is D.H. Lawrence, Women in Love, which again, the cover art is like a lady from the 60s, right? I don't know. This isn't from the 60s, but even the guy has kind of that, you know, 70s hair, facial hair thing going on. Witch of Blackbird Pond, I really enjoyed this when I read it quite a few years ago, and so got that again. Not those of you who watch my channel, I'm not into witchy books. She's not really a witch. It's a good book. The thing though that's weird about this book is I have always seen it marketed as a children's book, but looking at this, it's totally not. So this copy looks really nice and new, but it was printed in 1971, and I can find nowhere in here that indicates that this is a book for kids. But my entire childhood and every copy that I think I've ever seen has been marketed to children. So that's interesting. I'm looking forward to a reread of that probably this month because it is kind of short, and I'm still trying to get caught up on my Goodreads goal by reading every short book I have. All right, and then Flowers for Algernon, I read that years ago, and so I may give that one a reread. And then I found a copy of The Maltese Falcon, which I don't normally read. What is this, like kind of pulpy crime fiction? But I figure it's on my classics reading list, and so it's probably gonna be fun. And also, it's really annotated, which would be kind of fun, except for it's like Crayola marker in a super unsteady hand. So it'll be fun to read through these. The notes are things like, why does she care so much? Nope. But the lines are all over the place. So that'll be fun to go through that. Kind of in that same vein of books that I probably, you know, wouldn't normally pick up if I weren't trying to sort of stretch myself, is this book that I found. I've heard about it. It's called They Both Die at the End. I really think that I'm probably not going to read very far into this book before I decide that it's not for me. But I picked it up because it's just not my type, and 2, because it is like a YA book, which I don't read a whole lot of, but when I need a quick read and sort of just like a checkout read, then I do pick up a YA book, and some of them are pretty good. So let me read the back to you of this one, because I don't know, it's just, I think it's gonna be one that it's sort of like what would you do with your last day sort of a book. So it says, we here at Last Friend Incorporated are collectively sorry for this loss of you. Our deepest sympathies extend to those who love you and those who will never meet you. We hope you find a new friend of value to spend your final hours with today. On September 5th, a little after midnight, Death Cast calls Mateo Torres and Rufus Emeritario to deliver some bad news. They're going to die in less than 24 hours. Mateo and Rufus are total strangers, but for different reasons, they're both looking to make a new friend on their end day. The good news is there's an app for that. It's called Last Friend, and through it, Rufus and Mateo meet up for one final epic adventure to live a lifetime in a single day. So I may enjoy this, I'm not sure, but it's kind of one of those, like, what would you do on your last day, right? So we'll see what these guys choose to do. It might totally bum me out, it might weird me out, I might love it. I might keep you posted. All right, then I picked up this book called Unto a Good Land by Vilhelm Moberg, and this is part of a 4-volume saga of Swedish immigrants in North America. So again, trying to expand my repertoire of things to read besides just 19th century classics, because that's pretty much what I am always attracted to. So this looked interesting, and this is book 2 of the 4, but it doesn't look like you have to read it in order. So I found 2 biographies. This one is Tis by Frank McCourt, and then I found Forever Young by Haley Mills. Biographies are hit and miss for me, but I think that I might enjoy these. And then finally I got a stack of fiction, possibly literary fiction. We'll see. I've got this book, Delicious by Ruth Reichel. It's her first like a fiction novel. She usually writes books about food, you know, so we'll see about that one. Big Stone Gap, I got this one because I have read The Little Bookshop in Big Stone Gap, or maybe it's the Little Bookstore of Big Stone Gap. And the town sounded fun and sweet and quaint, and you know, then it looks that way on the cover, so we'll see if I enjoy that. Elizabeth Berg, The Art of Mending. And then a while back I read My Name Was Lucy something or other by Elizabeth Strout and Barton. My name is Lucy Barton. And so this I think is maybe a follow-up to her book Olive Kitteridge, but it takes place all in the same kind of like community. And so I picked this up. I don't know if I have to read Olive Kitteridge first, so I'll have to look that up and see. This one is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng, and again, another one of those little family stories. I'm just trying to sort of like read more modern stuff. I don't tend to read a lot of modern stuff. I kind of go on these kicks sometimes where I pick up books that are not within, you know, my normal genre, just to sort of make myself branch out. And sometimes I do read them, and then sometimes I like go through this crazy sweep of my TBR and get rid of everything that I just collected. So we'll see, but the good news is I'm gonna maybe build that little free library, right? And so if I don't read some of these, they can go back in there. I found this book called The Winemaker's Wife by Kristen Harmel. I've never heard of her, I know nothing about her, and so we'll see. And then finally this book by Amy Tan called The Kitchen God's Wife, and it doesn't have a cover, that's fine. I just finished the Joy Luck Club last month, maybe possibly the month before, and I really like Amy Tan. I just like the atmosphere that she creates. And so I picked this up. Well, I opened it up and there was a book crossing number inside. So if you guys aren't familiar with book crossing, I do have a little video on that. It talks about you know, how I label my books and send them off across the world to travel, and I can keep track of them by registering them and leaving journal entries on bookcrossing.com. So if you're not familiar with that, go watch that video wherever I end up putting it. And I'll put it in the description box also, and you guys can learn about book crossing. But anyway, in this one little free library, and I think that's why I picked up The Winemaker's Wife, and a couple others as well, because they had book crossing labels in them, and I was so excited because book crossing members are few and far between. And so this little free library, it turns out the entire thing was full of books that had been labeled with book crossing numbers. So whoever put that together is a fellow book crosser, so that was fun. Anyway, when I went in to journal this, Kitchen God's Wife, she had left a journal entry that said it was better than the Joy Luck Club. So I'm gonna read it and see if I think it's better than the Joy Luck Club. The Joy Luck Club was kind of, it's just like a book of stories. I was watching one of you guys the other day, and I can't remember what it was that I was watching, but they described a book that is full of stories that all go together. They're all on the same topic, but what is that term? It was a literary term, and I was like, oh, that's what the Joy Luck Club is. Of course, I can't think of what it is now, but this one looks like it's actually like a full running novel. So we'll see. All right, friends, so that is my book haul from all of the little free libraries that I visited here in Prescott, Arizona. We are actually headed home tomorrow. We have one night stay in Tucumcari, New Mexico, and then we will be home late Tuesday night. So it is going to be fun, but I think after we've been on the road a little while, we will be happy to be home. Hope everybody's doing good. I will see you soon. Bye-bye.